very impressed with everything that's happened. And to have Ronnie and Lanny come all the way from Indonesia, that's not a short trip. You know, that's a long flight, and we really, really appreciate them being willing to do that and willing to share with all of us here their successes. And it's impressive when you see that chart and you see what they've been doing with their organizations and their teams and growing team elites and blue diamonds in their organizations. Very, very impressive. Well, it is true that a long time ago, I kept thinking as I was running myself ragged, trying to fly all over the world, this is a big world. You know, this is a lot of places to go out there. And I remember one night, I think I was going from Bangkok to Moscow. And I was on this Thai Airways flight, and I'm in, you know, business class or first class. And I was just sicker than a dog. I mean, I had the flu or something. And I remember flying all night. It was an overnight flight, and I'm leaving, I don't know, 80, 90 degree temperature with probably the same humidity percentage. And I'm flying to Moscow, and the people on the flight are saying, well, it's really cold. It's really cold there. And I'm sitting there in my seat, literally curled up in a ball. I'm just like, I hope I can survive this. And we land in Moscow, and it was 4 months before the opening of Russia. And it was 50 below zero. It was like the coldest time they'd ever had. And I'm thinking, I'm going to die in Russia. You know, this is going to happen. I'm going to die right here. And it was so cold. And I remember just trying to get into the cab and trying to get to the hotel. And I canceled all the meetings the next day. And I just like laid in my room with the heater on, trying to like get better. And I'm contemplating in my head, you know, why am I here? Why am I doing this? You know, I don't really need to be doing this. I need to die in Russia. I mean, they had these reports where like the building's heat went out and 3 people in the building died before they could get them out, you know, to put them in a place with heat. People's cars would stall and they would die within 15 minutes. You know, it was just brutal, brutal cold. We walked out to go do the meeting the next night, and your nose runs a little bit. Everything in my nose froze before I could get in the building. It's like icicles. It's horrible. So it's just one of those memories where I'm thinking, why am I here? I need to be doing this. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, if we could just get on the same page and everybody had the same thought, everybody did the same thing, it almost doesn't matter what that thing is, as long as we just agree that we'll all do the same thing. And so we've had so much fun with so many people in so many different parts of the world and so many different leaders. And so I started thinking, well, let's get this together. So the bottom line is that, well, I think we're supposed to go back. When did I have it up there? There we go. So what is this? What is One Team Global? It's a worldwide group of professionals. And I think you just heard about a whole bunch of professionals, right? They kept saying doctors and, you know, doctor who became a housewife from Ronnie and Lanny. And so many people that have been in other businesses. And we have lots of reformed CPAs and lawyers and doctors. And we're glad we have them here in our business with us now. And so we're a worldwide group of professionals that are building these global businesses. And the thing that's so amazing to me is that we have this company who has conceived of this global seamless compensation plan. This ability that we have to literally have no boundaries, where we can build business in any place where our connections happen to take us. And it's an amazing thing to watch people as they join the business. And there may be a lot of you here tonight for the first time that are new. And maybe, you know, this is your first Success Summit. And maybe you're sitting here wondering, how would I ever, you know, have business in another country? Or I'm not even going to worry about having business in another country. Well, I can promise you, if you do this business for 4 years or 5 years or 6 years, you will have business in 5, 10, 15 countries by then. And you won't even understand how that happened, but it will go, and it will ping pong back and forth around the world, over continents, over oceans, you know, and it will end up being everywhere eventually. And there's really nothing you can do to stop that as long as you're plugged into this opportunity. Because people know people who know people everywhere. And so it's a natural result of what we do. So the goal of this whole thing is freedom. You know, people will die for freedom. I hope you're willing to pay a price to be free. I love the song that was playing when Ronnie and Lenny came out, right? You got to fight for the right to have freedom. And that's what it takes. You have to fight to get it. Nobody's going to give it to you. You've got to fight and say, that's what I'm going to do. And if we want freedom, we ask ourselves, well, how do we get it? It's maybe not, you know, flying around curled up in a ball in first class on an airline trying to cover the whole world yourself. The way you get it is you get it by being able to plug into a team and plug into a system where everybody on the team understands what the system is and it's defined. And everybody agrees that the system is more important than their own personal needs. It's more important than their own ego. And that's the key. You know, can we say to ourselves, it's more important that we do the same thing so that when people show up in different places, that we have a basis to work together. We've got a foundation that has been built that allows us to work together for a common goal. And that means that you're going to do some work for other people sometimes. But they're also in turn going to do some work for you sometime, someplace. And so it's about paying it back, right?